Hi there, people. Good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Pretty late night here. Pretty cold as well. Of course, not as cold as some of you are having in Europe and USA. Some of your countries are really, really cold. But our cold, like in this part of the world, Asia, Bangladesh subcontinent, we don't get that much of winter, at least for last 10 years or so. This year, I think since like 2016, I did not get that much of chill. This year, December was not that good, but it's now getting really, really intense, and I know it's getting worse for many of you. I keep you in your prayers, in my prayers, and I really hope your situation gets better. So today I'll be reviewing a fragrance from House of Kenneth Cole, and this fragrance is simply called For Him. And I think this is a new packaging. Back in the days, I think maybe this is the old packaging, or there's like a cylindrical box it came with, a harder box. That one was older version. I'm not sure. So time is around almost 2 a.m. here, and I'm going to be talking about this one. This was under my radar for some time, and this is a 2018 release, and this is for men. I have done not that many Kenneth Cole, to be honest, because this fragrance house, they don't bring that much in Bangladesh. So let me show you previously what I did. Kenneth Cole Copper Black from my channel, and then I did Kenneth Cole Blue. I did Vintage Black, okay, with my vintage watch, by the way. And then I did Kenneth Cole RSVP, and then the most popular one is Kenneth Cole Black. So you also find these other green ones, like that comes in like a small 15 ml bottles, miniature bottles. This is a house. Before I start talking about this fragrance, this is a house. To me, it's not a mainstream like a house that people go gaga about. I don't hear many people talk about this house. Like it's like a house like Calvin Klein, Davidoff, Azzaro. You know what I mean? They have some good ones out there, but people are, you know, not eager to talk about them. Unless they are really enthusiastic about fragrances and they do real-time shopping. So these fragrances I buy for a reason. I know they are not 10 out of 10. I'll tell you right away. I don't buy all 10 out of 10 fragrances. I give sometimes 8, sometimes 7, sometimes 6. But when I buy a fragrance, I have to like the way it smells, and it can be a little bit different than what it's offered in other companies. There are things like that, right? So I like to buy fragrances which could be interesting to some other people, not just the mainstream 10 out of 10. So this is such a fragrance. It's a solid, good fragrance, but perhaps it's not a perfection. Okay, I will explain to you why. So the bottle presentation and box, this one, sadly, I'll tell you one sad thing. I just checked the price on Fragrantica. In USA, this is going for 20 something dollars for this bottle, 22, $25 tops. This is the price of this fragrance. And I paid $45. It's after discount. They were selling this for 55. This is the sad thing about Bangladesh. When some of the fragrances do arrive here, they become so expensive in pricing, double the price because of, they say tax, VAT, profit. I know they're making double the profit, and they've got this for maybe $10-15 in States. So this realistically $22 cologne. This is how that box looks. Pretty much like a simple box. Kenneth Cole is not really about bling bling. They just do simple way, simplistic presentation, nothing much crazy going on here. I think this one has multiple bottle sizes. I have the 100 ml. When I see the bottle for the first time, I thought it's 125 ml. It really got me happy. It has this kind of like a hue, like Lanvin bottle. But when I saw the box, it says 100 ml. Then I realized a big chunk of the bottle at the base is the glass, and that's where it if you minus this is exactly how much the bottle looks like. Aqua di Parma bottles. Okay, this is 100 ml, not 125, less sadly. And inside got this concave shape, like this, a nice little space. And you find all the information here. The cap is simple, and the bottle is pretty heavy, very solid glass. The cap, it's not really, I mean, it's good, it clicks, but not really of that great quality. It's okay. So I'm wearing this fragrance on my left hand, and let me respray on my, or let's say spray here, show you the spray. The sprays are not that great. That's like narrow spray, okay? So this one, it's 2018 release, as known as an aromatic, spicy fragrance for men in Fragrantica. Let me read out the notes of the fragrance. Just woke up a while back, so my brain is still 100%. So this says sea salt, citruses, mineral notes, ginger, jasmine, white amber, and woodsy notes. So from that, you don't really get much of a picture. If you see that notes breakdown, be like, what is this? It's like, is it like Tom Ford Noir anthracite or something? You try to put an image in your head. I would tell you first thing, I haven't quite smelled anything like it, to be honest. Man, all my bottles in my room, I don't know where the dust comes from. Every time dust comes, man, I hate the bottles on dust. Anyway, so when I smelled this for the first time, I felt this is a very nice perfume, very, very nice and cold opening. It has a cold metallic opening, and I cannot tell you, it's like not really a spicy opening. It's like a grapefruit, which is very chilled, frozen grapefruit. That kind of opening, very metallic, frozen grapefruit. And it reminds me of Dior cologne and sport for some reason, because those fragrances back in the days, they utilized kind of like the citrus, grapefruit, lemon, and they were very icy, like Dior cologne. It was like a cold ice sort of a smell. This one reminds me of that, not as tart citrus, but it's more of a metallic citrus, which is less citrus in my humble opinion, and the fragrance has that opening. And at that point, when I smell this, I cannot tell you it's that much of spices, maybe a little hint of cardamom. And they do not say this cardamom, and there's a ginger, right? So to my nose, that's what I'm picking up. Maybe is the bottle like Languidolon has something to do with it. So not really heavy on cardamom or anything. So it's a metallic grapefruit, frozen grapefruit, and kind of like a mild spicy opening. And it's not a huge opening. It's not like a very loud like Yopom or some of the other fragrance like Amouage or fragrances. This is a very nice, juicy, cold opening. And that point, I'm kind of split. Is it good for cold weathers or warmer setup? But because pretty much I'm sure that this is going to really perform in the warmer months. Performance from this in colder months, I'm getting like 5 hours longevity. It doesn't really push like for hours. It's like 35 minutes to 45 minutes of projection, then comes close to the like yourself. If you have heavily sprayed on your clothes and your neck and your arm, I would say 7 to 8 sprays, man. This one feels like it needs a little bit more sprays. Okay, it is a little bit less robust, but people perhaps are getting better performance in better conditions. So maybe it's just my olfactory and also my skin chemistry, which makes this fragrance a little bit above average performance wise. Kenneth Cole, the ones that I tried, they did not really scream out loud. The black one, or RSVP, the blue, or my favorite is Kenneth Cole Black, Vintage Black. These fragrances are like about that 4 to 5 hours range with a moderate longevity and projection. This is not really that different. So, but I read in Fragrantica, people said they get 7 to 8 hours. That is perhaps in your American situations where your weather is so much cleaner, like your environment is, the air is cleaner. So 5 to 7 hours you're looking at, okay? Longevity and projection is about 35 minutes to 45 minutes in general on average. So this one, the dry down is also very, very nice, So it's a very nice fragrance. That's what I was saying, that not every fragrance has to be a masterpiece. This is anything, this is nothing near to perfection or being called a masterpiece. I would not even call this a hidden gem. You know what this is? There are certain fragrances, people don't talk about that much because they are not the mainstream releases. One such good fragrance, I'll put next to it is the Sique Defy. I absolutely love this, the Perfume version. I love this. And many fragrances like David of Adventure, Sique Reveal, they made from Kenzo Jungle, you know what I mean? So when you hear those names, you understand those fragrances are so good, but you just don't think of them that much because the influencers are not really bringing them up because it's not a Bad Boy or an Invictus flanker or release. So from that perspective, this is an interesting fragrance. This is a very nice fragrance, like Helen Manex, this one. I would treat them the same way. And when you look at your collection, sometimes you're bored wearing your same Aventus, Sauvage, Dylan Blues, or La Molle Perfume, then you pick this up. This is a nice experience. At first, bit cold, fresh in opening, and then a little bit warms up on the heart with the spices and a little bit of amber at the base. So not very complex, very simple fragrance. I would say it smells like the price range that it offers, $25, $35, but in Bangladesh, 45 bucks. Is it worth that price point? Perhaps no, but at the same time, yes, because now fragrances are so much more expensive. You cannot get any fragrance under $50 which are decent, even Armavs, Latafa, Middle Eastern houses, they are going to go above that price range. And if you talk about like fragrance like Bulgari, Man in Black, you have to pay $100 plus. So from that perspective, yes, really, really good solid scent. No problem at all. I have no complaint against this fragrance except a few criticisms are the longevity could be better, and then the opening could be a bit stronger perhaps, but it's okay. I will test it in warm weather. Maybe it will do more magic, because in cold months, I'm like getting not really much out of it. It just stays very humble. It's like trying not to be very deceiving or anything like it. It's like, hey, I'm going to be in your house for a while as a relative or a visitor. I'm not going to show you my true face. Once that warm weather hits, maybe you'll see the right side of, like a real side of me, like Dexter Morgan, So this is something mysterious, that mineral notes really plays in my mind. So far I enjoy this. I think it will be perfect for mild cold weathers like fall. You can wear a jacket and wear this. It's like a fresh, mild dark, mild spicy fragrance, but not that spicy that they claim. So nice fragrance for casual outing, casual dress up, and jeans, t-shirt, white t-shirt, boots, sneakers, perfect combo. Okay, and this one smells like an ideal fragrance for like college goers and above. Okay, school goers perhaps find this a little bit more mature. Okay, so overall, can score for him. This fragrance, I'll give it a solid 8. Solid 8. If that is the $22-25 price tag, that is a steal for the price. That price point, if you can get this one, feels like so much more expensive than that price range. Okay, but if you're paying $45, you can do better. You can get Middle Eastern fragrances, you can get dupes, or you can get some older fragrances better than that. Perhaps Cool Water Intense, something comes to my mind. But this one, for the scent profile, is interesting. Okay, so if you did love Dior Sport back in the days, Dior Cologne, or some of this fragrances that had metallic earthy notes, you can give it a try. But this is the end of the day, the designer fragrance, not really creative that much. Okay, keep it in mind. So 8 out of 10 for Kenneth Cole for him. Thank you for watching. One more video, then I'll upload this. Take care.